Today we're going to understand what makes a perfect Drake R&B sample. What are the sounds, the structure, and the techniques that you need to know to create melodies that could land on a Drake album. By the end of this video, I guarantee you know exactly how to make your own melodies that sound like this. I'm Kabe, multi-platinum music producer and songwriter, and today we're going to be going over and breaking down the sample you just heard. So let's get right into the project. Okay, so now we're inside the project and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I did, what are all the instruments, how I structured everything, and help you guys making, you know, these types of samples, like Drake type samples, these moody melodic type samples. First things first, I started with some vocals. These vocals are from my friend Sanaya. She's a producer, a songwriter, composer, artist that I work with a lot. There's a lot of videos here on this channel where I flip her ideas and she's always sending me stuff. And like a week ago, she sent me an idea. I'm gonna play you guys her original idea and you guys are gonna hear how much this sample is it's basically her. So let me show you guys this, the voice memo that she sent me. First of all, this is great, right? And I already knew exactly what I wanted to do. First things first, I grabbed that OG and then I used the FL stem extractor right here to remove the stems. I just now realized there's stems in the end, but let me just act like they were not, because I used the AI stems extractor to extract her vocals from the piano. And what I did was replace her piano with my own piano. When I heard her idea, I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to have this intro that sounds like an actual like sample that was sampled from somewhere, and then we go and enter into the song. Like we have the intro and then we go into the verse, which is the more fleshed out idea with more instruments, synths, and you know, everything. So I grab her vocals. I don't remember if I changed the BPM. It might be the original BPM, but I just pitched it down too and grab her same chords. In here I'm using Noir Pure on Contact, and this is the melody that I came up with for the piano. And then we're going to the verse. The idea for this intro is to be like a sampled song. Like this is an actual song that you sampled from somewhere. Like the beginning of the music video, you hear this thing before you get into the actual song. So I just heard her original chords, added them in here. The only thing that I did from like differently from her chords is add a B minor. So on her original idea, I'm pretty sure she only had 3 chords. 2, 3. She also had a passing chord. I removed that. I wanted to keep the progression more simple, so those ding ding, those passing chords, I removed them. So we have the F minor. This is the passing chord. I'm pretty sure the passing chord that she, because I was rebuilding the chords that she used, that I ended up removing. I'm just using Keyscape with the default patch, which is just a sine wave, just so I can hear exactly what I'm playing. So this is an F minor with just the C sharp inverted, you know, 1 octave down. And then we're going to an A major, a B minor. This is a B minor 7th. This is the chord that I added, I'm pretty sure. With no inversions, just a straight up B minor chords. No, she had this on her sample. And then I added this chord here, which I'm not even sure what it is. Oh, this is a D major chords that I'm just inverting down the C sharp and the A sharp. So we can rest on this D major chord and we have the same progression again. So I brought those chords into Noir pure contacts and started building the actual melody. I knew I wanted to have some movement on the piano, and for this it's mostly experimentation. I clicked this in and didn't play, and it just takes time with like piano stuff and clicking stuff. Click, see what works, what doesn't, and just take our time and you're gonna get there. One thing that I like to do is go into the snapping tool and I put it to none. So when I put down notes, they're not locked to the grid, so you can have more natural sounding notes when you're clicking this in. And another thing that I do is if you just hover over a note and hold Option Shift and scroll with the mouse, you can nudge that note. So all these nudges and everything that you guys are seeing, that is off the grid. I did this manually. I just going over the notes and doing this type of things, right? So this is why it takes a little bit of time, but you're gonna get there. So this is the melody that we came up with, or I came up with. It looks complicated. It is a little bit complicated, but when I came up with a couple of these, I just duplicated them and added some variations. So this little walk down, you can see that it repeats at the beginning of every bar. Same thing with this little melody here. And then it repeats. A little bit of variation. Right here on this last chord, I'm just duplicating, it's the same chord, just duplicating it an octave higher, you know. If you take your time, you're going to get there. So this is the piano sound that I use. I just have a LA to A Pro Q4, bringing a little bit of the highs and the mediums, AB Road chamber, fruity balance and fruity balance. If you watch my videos, you know how powerful these little fellows are. I'm using two things here that are pretty interesting. AB Road chambers, which is a reverb that emulates actual like rooms. So I'm using the same chamber reverb both on the piano and on Senaya's Vox. It's the same preset, everything, the parameters are all the same. I'm doing this to emulate the idea that she's playing that piano, or that piano is being played in the same room that she's singing, just to help sell that that illusion, right? This idea that I had of, let's fake like this is an actual song playing for somewhere, or this is like a TikTok that someone's recording in their living room playing the piano, right? Or something like that. One thing that helps with that also, and this is built into Noir Pure here on Contacts, if you go into the effects, you can have noise and the pianist thing. So there's this noise that's going on all the time. This is from Noir, and I just have it at -28 dB, and also the pianist, which is or pianist, which is, let me bring the volume up and the intensity up so you guys can hear what I'm saying. And let me remove the noise. So when I play the notes in the piano, you can hear like the chair squeaking and things like that, like room noises. Like there's someone actually playing that piano. This is from Noir Pure. I just have the intensity down a little and the volume down a little. I don't remember exactly where I had them. So it's not overbearing, but it's there, so it helps sell that illusion, right? So the intro is just vocals and piano, like her original idea. I just wanted to flesh it out a little bit more with the instrumentation and the melodies. To actually make this an usable like song sample, this is what I like to do, is just structure my samples in a way that songs can be easily made on top of them. Like sometimes I grab these ideas, like the original idea that she sent me, and I flesh it out and make it basically structure as a song. So we have the piano, vocals, and then we transition into like the verse or the hook of the song. If you're watching this video and not subscribed, man, please click the like button below and the subscribe button to help support the channel. It's free, it takes only a second, and it helps me a lot here on YouTube. So if you like watching these videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like below. Also leave a comment and follow me on Instagram. And now let's get back into the video. Okay, so for this transition, I knew I wanted to use her vocals 100%. So I just made it unique, added into another mixer track. And what I'm adding here is a bunch of effects. I'm pretty sure this chain is from my friend's vocal, from the Vocal Alchemy. I don't remember what preset I used, but this pack of his has a bunch of mixer presets, and I've been using these all the time. So I use one of those mixer presets. I'm gonna show you guys what it has on this mixer preset. So we have Valhalla, Vintage Verb, Flangus with the wet all the way up and the dry way down. We have Kickstart, which I don't have, so I'm substituting for LFO2. Fury Delay 3, Cymatics Origin, which is basically filtering plugin. Like I'm turning down the sample rate of the sample. We have Space Blender that I'm not using right now, but I have it right here in the second section, and I'm automating up the mixer level on the second section. We're gonna get there. And Parametric EQ2, I just had this here just to turn up the volume a little bit. So this is what we have for her vocals. Again, this would be like the verse or the hook of the song. We don't want things taking space from the artist's vocals. One thing I say all the time is a sample is half a beat is half a song. There is supposed to feel like there's things missing, because there are things missing. The artist's vocals are missing, the drums are missing. So we don't want to have instruments and elements in the space of the vocals when you're making samples. This is why I have her vocals be lower, very spacey. I'm also putting the stereo separation right here almost all the way up, because I don't want to have clean cut, like clear center vocals like we have on the intro, right? Obviously no one can record on top of this when we already have this vocal here. So this is what I'm doing on the verse. Always keep in mind, you don't want to take space from the artist's vocals if you want your sample to get used, to get placed. So to build the instrumentation, I just grabbed the same chords, and again, I'm deleting the passing chords. I want to keep it simple, straightforward, easy to write to, easy to listen to record over. So I'm using the Sign from Sky Keys, one of my favorite plugins. Just repeating Simple chords, everything is quantized. There's not a lot of notes and a lot of things going on. It's just a good preset. Repeating, cool chords, simple. There's nothing on the mixer, literally no effects on the mixer, nothing. Just straight out of Sky Keys. I also added this R&B sign. It's pretty much the same MIDI. I just removed the bottom notes. Also doing basically nothing here. On the mixer, the only thing that I have is a Wolf compressor. Just adding a little bit of compression. So I have those two together. These two, they complement each other because this first Sky Key sounds, the attack is really slow. So this second sine wave, the attack is really fast. So we have the first sine wave and then the second one fading in basically. And I have the second one fading in. And the second one. With her vocals on top. For the bass, I use my trusted PNZ bass. This is a preset that I have saved. I'm pretty sure it's a Splice, yeah, Splice preset on Serum 2. I just tweaked it a little, added some portamento, and then I just have it saved on FL. Like on my favorite things, so I can just literally drag and drop it and have it open whenever I want. So I use this all the time as my favorite bass, just following the bass notes of those chords. It's a very strong bass for like R&B. Really simple. Really simple. I felt like those two sine waves, they were cool, but they don't have a lot of body on them. So I'm pretty sure this is Keyscape. Yeah, this is Keyscape, the Rhodes Classic Amp Warm Blues. Same MIDI, no humanization, nothing fancy. It's the same MIDI. I just have it very low in velocity. And one thing I'm doing is using Fruity Balance. Again, I love Fruity Balance. And I'm just automating the attack of the notes, just so it isn't very punchy. Like the attack is very punchy at the beginning and just fading in a little bit. So these Rhodes are here just to fill out those middle frequencies, just to give the basis of the sample more body. So we have Pro Q4 cutting out the lows, Wolf compressor compressing a little bit, and stereo shaper just to create some difference between the left and right channels. So this is without it, very mono. With stereo shaper, very stereo. So this is the two Rhodes, the Rhodes with the sine wave combined. Now it has a little bit more body to it. And the bass with the vocals. Simple, easy. This is what you want. Plucks. These plugs, I'm pretty sure I was using this same MIDI here and just scrolling through some presets on Sky Keys, and then these little plugs, they played. So what I did is record them through Edison, and then I just brought them into the playlist as an audio. Almost like an ARP. So I have Pro Q4 cutting a lot of the lows and a lot of the highs.
Oh my god, bro. Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Okay, FL crash, like always, I think FL 2025 was a huge improvement from 2024, but bro, the performance issues I've been having, it's insane, bro. Every single project, I have at least one crash. And this has been the theme with like everyone that I talk with that uses FL 25. It's crashing so much, bro. And I'm not doing nothing. I just opened the capitator and it crashed. But going back to what I was talking about, I just have these plugs. I pulled them from Sky Keys, I'm pretty sure. I'm just using some EQ, the capitator, and this reverse effect that I grabbed from this. We just have this to add a little bit more movement. Since the chords are very simple, there's no melodies on the chords. This just helps to add a little movement. Some ambience. With the Rhodes, very simple. From this point on, it was basically all structuring. So we have this like verse part or like hook parts, and to differentiate the second section, I added Space Blender. This is a plugin from Sound Toys. I added on Sanaya's vocal, so we have an automation bringing up that mix level. On this second section, her vocals are completely ambient. So let me have the bass. You cannot even tell what she's saying. It's just an ambience. I love this plugin, Space Blender by Sound Toys. This was free. I'm pretty sure this was free. And if you're on my Discords, whenever free plugins drop, I always put it on the announcements. I add everyone and let everyone know. I got this plugin for free. I got Galaxy Tape Echo from UAZ for free. Like this UAZ amp plugin, I got it for free as well. So if you're not on the Discord, you're literally like losing money, bro. You're literally losing money, because I let everyone know when free plugins drop, and Space Blender dropped for free, and I use this plugin all the time to create ambiences like this. I just scroll through the presets. This is the preset that I like this time, Ambient Nights, and I just did that, automated it to kick in. On the second section, I switch our R&B sign to this one, Smooth sign. This is a different sine wave sounds. I'm doing a little bit of portamento. So if you have a one shot and you want to have this gliding effect, you go into the little miscellaneous functions tab, go into polyphony, turn on porta, and the more you bring up this slide knob, the more sliding you're gonna have. So I had it like halfway, so I have this little gliding movement to accompany the vocals. For the second half of the Plucks, I'm just bringing them down an octave. So we have the range at 12, bringing them down a full octave from the first section. P&Z bass, Rhodes are the same. So thinking about an intro, like a hook part or a verse, or this would be a hook or a verse, we get into the second or this third section. No vocals, so we already had vocals 2 times. We don't want vocals this time. Just letting the chords rock. Again, it feels like there's something missing. It's because there is something missing. This is a sample. Someone's going to make a beat on top of this, and an artist is going to record on top of this. So it's missing a lot. It's missing the drums, it's missing the vocals. This is supposed to be the basis of a song, you know? If you're making samples and they sound like full songs, that's great if that's what you want to do. But if what you want to do is place those samples and have artists record on them and people use them, you need to make people feel when they hear the sample that they want to add drums on top of it, because there's space to add drums on top of it. You need to make people feel like they want to record on top of it, because there is space for them to record. So you just let the chords rock, and on the last section, I just bring back the vocals with the Space Blender. This is basically it. The last thing I added is the synth lead. This is from Diva, and this is very much a Drake sound. I just scrolled through some presets, played this lead on my keyboard. simple melody. And if you want to have access to samples like the one you're hearing in this video, you need to check out my newest Memories bundle. Memories features 15 R&B compositions, and if you get the full bundle, not only you have access to all the stems for those 15 compositions, as well as 6 bonus samples, you also have access to a full R&B drum kit in the style of R&B Drake, Tory Lanez, and the newest Some Sexy Songs For You album. This drum kit follows the same principle as any other one of my products. You get a curated collection of the best drum sounds for that specific style. I guarantee you're going to use every single one of these sounds. This is the end game for R&B Drake R&B style. No fillers. So what are you waiting for? Click the first link in the description, that's outofideas.co, and check the Memories full bundle. And if you use the code Drake, you get 50% off the full bundle until the end of November. You don't want to lose this opportunity. So click the first link in the description, that's outofideas.co, music library, music made with love. And now let's get back into the video. Just scroll through a bunch of presets on Ziva until I found something that I liked. Very ambient leads. Again, we don't want to be taking space from the lead vocals. So we have Pro Q4, cutting the lows, and these effects that I grabbed from that. So this is the shaper box doing a little bit of reverse, and the UAD Galaxy tape that I got for free. If you're on my Discord, you could have gotten this plugin for free. And just to make sure this lead isn't taking space from the vocals, I added Pen Man doing some subtle penning to get it off of that very centered spot. So you can see on the waveform is dancing between left and right. So we have the center, like the middle, reserved for the kick, the snare, the vocals. And this is basically our entire sample from 0 to finished. Structure sounds pretty simple. This is like a very, like if you think of a Drake type sample, this is like what plays, right? Very simple stuff, but usually in my experience, the simple stuff is what places. It isn't actually that simple, but when you break it down into like the process of making it, it isn't, you know, that complicated as well. People are gonna ask, how do you find people to work with, like for vocals and stuff? Network. I found Sanaya on like a platform. She was selling loops, I think. I saw her loops, like her loops. She was great. I hit her up and we've been working ever since. So just train your ears, listen to music, listen to what other people do, be aware of people, hit people up, and you're going to find people to work with. If you don't want to work with people directly, you can use platforms like Splice, Loop Cloud, even FL has their own like little things. So you're gonna have like a ton of vocals for you to use there, like royalty-free vocals and stuff. This is the finished sample. I'm gonna play it one more time for you guys. So if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for the channel members for supporting. The channel members are what keep this channel alive. So thank you guys so much for your continued support. Follow me on Instagram and also follow Sanaya if you want to hear more from the both of us. And you can check all of my packs at outofideas.co, Out of Ideas Music Library, music made with love. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace.